नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे। तुम बिना हे दयालो जगत संसारे। तुम बिना हे दयालो जगत संसारे। पतित पावन हेतु पतित पावन हेतु मोषाम पतित प्रभु न पाइबे मोषाम पतित न पाइबे। आहा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी। आहा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी। कृपा बलो कन करायामि बर दुखी। कृपा बलो आमि बर दया करम सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई। दया करम सीतापति गोसाई। How do you go to the Facebook? तब कृपा बले पाई चैतन्य निताई। 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 It's on. आहा स्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ। आहा स्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ। Jivaha Prabhu Lokanath Bhatta Judam Se Jivaha Prabhu Lokanath Daya Karam Siyacharya Prabhu Srinivas Daya Karam Ramachandra Sangamage Ramachandra Sangamage Ramachandra Sangamage Ramachandra Sangamage Bharatamada Sri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karamore Sri Krishna Daya Karamore Toma Bina Ke Dayalo Jagata Samsare Toma Bina Ke Dayalo Jagata Samsare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hey Gauranga Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahansvari Brajikacharya Statara Satasi Simat Shilavai Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON BVT founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansvari Brajikacharya Statara Satasi Simat Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Anantagadi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Binda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki jai. Mayapur Navadip Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Alachwani Ramaniti Dham ki jai. Wednesday Satsang ki jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sisi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastai Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Shashati Guruvani Puchami. In Vishesha Shunnavad Paschat Desha. Okay, everyone has a Bhagavad Gita. You have? Paul? Bill? Oh, Bill has. Okay. Mother Gaurangi has. Yeah. Keshav Prabhu, you have? Okay, good. Glasses. We have a spiritual body. We don't need to worry about. Okay, so today we are going to begin with chapter 3, text 36, 37 actually, but 36 is the, what you would say, intriguing what 37 is all about. So before we begin our Bhagavad Gita, we are begging mercy of the Lord and Guru Gauranga and all the Vaishnavis, so that our consciousness can remain steady and purifying at the lotus feet of Guru Gauranga, so we can grasp and purify our own existence, so our love of Godhead can be awakened. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Toto Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayesu Avadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. So for 36, which is intriguing question that Lord, today we learned, no, yesterday we learned that when you chant, chanting means glorifying the Lord. The 6 attributes should be focused. Otherwise, the holy name becomes only word. But holy name is not a form, it's a substance. I mentioned this already a couple of times, but I'm going to mention it 1,000,000 more times until it happens really. When we approach under someone who is connected with pure goodness. And in pure goodness, through that personality, whether our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, when we approach to serve under guidance, that time we apparently see the form, but with the service attitude and by the mercy, this combination, we will develop real substance, like quality, characters, our devotional attitude by the mercy. And then when they become very much pure stage, then we will be able to see the substance, Bhagavan as a substance. And here, yesterday we learned, first is we should focus always the holy name is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who possesses the six opulences in complete. We should be aware of what are the six opulences in complete and details. While we are chanting, Rupa Goswami Pad says, Mantrartha Chintanam. When you are chanting, it's not just the sound, it is that you have to know the meaning of that. Whose name you chanting? Who is the personality? Who is Bhagavan? The six opulences is there. Aishad Jasa Samagrasya Bir Jasa Jasa Sri Yogena Viragya. These six opulences. I'm just giving you a little just sentences. Otherwise, the whole class will be like that. And then we should come to the next point. He's endowed with inconceivable potency, always inconceivable. This today I also found. Today we had a 3.5 hour class. We found at this point that whenever we think of Krishna, we should always think it's inconceivable. Means literally, you should not have any fear of life. No worry. But because we don't focus on that, that's what creates all this. Then third is his Mangalmay. Mangalmay means very auspicious. Krishna's appearance, Krishna's name is all auspicious. Doesn't matter whatever I have, but because I'm allowed by the mercy of Guru to serve, all the auspicious will start happening in our consciousness. Not that our body will change. Prarabdha karma is there. You can see in one level, Prabhupada's life, he went through so much, literally. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also went so much. Sick. Bhaktivinoda Thakur went to get sick so much, even though he comes from spiritual world. But he always translated those obstacles or challenges into favorable. It's required little endeavor intellectually, and if we cannot translate, then we get a help from someone who can translate our situation, my situation at that moment to favorable, because everything is favorable. Then you think of Saundarja, Krishna's beauty. Holy name has a beauty that charms, attracts, steals our heart from anything and everything. Then Ashesha Gana. When we are listening, are we retaining? There is a formula how to retain. You have to do at least these three things, and you have to appreciate, feel great, develop a grateful attitude. Grateful attitude means, what did I get spiritually asset in life now? Compared to million people in this event, Florida, how many people are listening Krishna Katha? Maybe few temples are doing right at this moment. Out of million, maybe 1,000. I don't know, maybe in Florida. So how rare is that? It's extremely rare. So we should be grateful, feel grateful. And also, we should appreciate the facility Krishna arranging, Gurudev arranging, her and her husband opening the door for this so it can go on. and you follow some just attitude. Be thankful. And the willingness to learn has to come from each of us. When you combine all this, then you can retain the knowledge you hear. Otherwise, it disappears. It's not lost, but it is not accessible. Imagine, Bill, if somebody gives you $10 million, not today, just 1 minute before you leave this world. How exciting is that? Be honest.
Before you leave this world?
1 minute before you leave this world. You have access at that time. You have it now, but you cannot have access.
I'm leaving tomorrow?
No. It's not useful. You know what I mean? Right. It's not useful. It's 10 million. Okay. Why can't I have it? No, just 1 minute before you die. What am I going to do 1 minute? So we can gather spiritual information, but we should also apply it and have access. You follow? These are not simple things. We take it like a simple thing. These are very rare, extreme rare. We should be really value it. When you value things, then you can keep record of it. Am I advancing? All this idea comes when the idea, Hare Krishna, when the idea comes of valuating, make an appraisal. When you see the value of it. Make sense? If something you don't value it, you don't really keep track whether you're advancing or not advancing. Makes sense? Because when you value it, how rare it is by the mercy of Krishna arranging through the Vaishnavas that I have come. When you really go through and say, wow, then you start actually keeping track. How much I got, how much I need. If we don't value, just coming and going, it's another day. So we should learn how to value spiritual life. So without delay, we're going to start with the first question. Ildar Prabhu, you have the book. Good. So we are starting from 3rd chapter, text 36. The question, what impels us to sin? We are continuing from last week where we left. What compels? Okay, 36 together. Can we recite together, everybody? Not repeating, not responsible, like together. Okay. Arjuna Ubacha Atha Kena Prajuktayam Papacharati Purusaha Anichanapi Basneya Valadi Vanyajita. And the Ildar Prabhu, the translation?
Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force?
This is very true. Don't be surprised that only when you join in Krishna consciousness, just to be with us doesn't mean you join. Joining means you officially, from within, you are accepting the process. I'm going to do it. Hare Krishna, welcome. So when we are doing 3rd chapter, 36 verse. So when you join, that time, everything will be checked. I want to progress. Then Maya gets alarmed too. This soul is getting out of hand. Pay attention. Where is going? Where she is going? Where is going? What's going on? Getting out of my control. It's not that she is our enemy. She just wants to make sure you are actually going for genuine reason, not a wrong reason. If you are going for a wrong reason, she knows how to bring you back. This is her potency. She has a 2 potency. One is to cover you, so you don't know Krishna consciousness. Another is when you come, if you are not serious, she will throw you back. You go back. It happened. Prabhupada's time, even one devotee was sitting in the temple president and said, we need this, we need this. And then these devotees saying like, gosh, I had a problem before I joined, and it's the same problem. But my girlfriend called, she has some money and she has the apartment. Maybe I'll just go and stay there. It's like temple has like a hard struggle. It's not that, and Prabhupada even came to know, it's not that this is something new. It's just Maya just put him back where he came from. He's not serious. He didn't understand how rare this opportunity to be a devotee. So here Arjuna is saying that sometime we want to advance, we want to understand, but seems like we are incapable. It seems like something pulling me down. Some desire, strong desire, or circumstances, some or other, it's like I can't get out, get forward to advance. It ever happened to you? You never know what language I'm talking. It happened to me many times. That's why I'm a little alert nowadays. I just be alert. Because she is also there behind Krishna. Krishna says this, Maya is behind Krishna. Both are there. It's your choice. You make the choice every day, every moment, who you want to take shelter. You follow? It's not that we can be never on ourselves. We have to be either Krishna's internal potency or external. You can never be by yourself. And if you say, why not? Well, that is also under external. Means under her potency, you talk like this. You think you are winning, but you're not. You're not winning. Maya just trapped you. So that was the question Arjuna had. That what one impelled to sin. Now we're going to start today's 37 together. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kama Esa Krodha Esa Rajad Guna Samudbhava Mahasana Mahapapna Vidyanmiha Vairinam. Mother Gaurangi, can you read the translation and purport, please?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, our fear, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion, and later transformed into wrath, and which is all devouring, and which is the all devouring sinful enemy of this world. Purport. When a living entity comes in contact with the material creation, his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust in association with the mode of passion. Or in other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust as milk in contact with sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt. Then again, when lust is unsatisfied, it turns into wrath. Wrath is transformed into illusion, and illusion continues the material existence. Therefore, lust is the greatest enemy of the living entity, and it is lust only which induces the pure living entity to remain entangled in the material world. Wrath is the manifestation of the mode of ignorance. These modes exhibit themselves as wrath and other corollaries. If, therefore, the mode of passion, instead of being degraded into the mode of ignorance, is elevated to the mode of goodness by the prescribed method of living and acting, then one can be saved from the degradation of wrath by spiritual attachment. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expanded himself into many for his ever-increasing spiritual bliss, and the living entities are parts and parcels of this spiritual bliss. They also have partial independency, but by misuse of their independence, when the service attitude is transformed into the propensity for sense enjoyment, they come under the sway of lust. The material creation is created by the Lord to give facility to the conditioned souls to fulfill these lustful propensities, and when completely baffled by prolonged lustful activities, the living entities begin to inquire about their real position. This inquiry is the beginning of the Vedanta Sutras, wherein it is said, Atato Brahma Janasa.
Jignasa, yeah.
one should inquire into the Supreme. And the Supreme is defined in Srimad Bhagavatam as Jamadi Asha Yatod Vayad Itharata
Charta
Sha.
Vijnana Sara. Okay.
The origin of everything is the Supreme Brahman. Therefore, the origin of lust is also the Supreme, in the Supreme. If therefore lust is transformed into love for the Supreme, or transformed into Krishna consciousness, or in other words, desiring everything for Krishna, then both lust and wrath can be spiritualized. Hanuman, the great servitor of Lord Ram, exhibited his wrath by burning the golden city of Ravana, but by doing so, he became the greatest devotee of the Lord. Here also in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord induces Arjuna to engage his wrath upon his enemies for the satisfaction of the Lord. Therefore, lust and wrath, when they are employed in Krishna consciousness, becomes our friends instead of our enemies.
Very good. So Krishna address, it is lust, and lust has a brother. What's his name? Anger. They live together. If one is defeated, another just fight back. If your lust desire is not fulfilled, anger just comes automatically. It's like a set in motion. So Krishna is eternally in spiritual world, independently blissful. We as a soul also can be eternally dependently blissful, not independently. And comparison, the happiness that we draw here is like a little drop of an ocean of happiness we have in the spiritual world. It's like a billionaire's son became orphan in foreign country and begging for a little bread in a street corner. Prabhupada gave that example. Our situation, each soul situation in this material creation is like that. We have everything in the spiritual world, but somehow or other we became inmate of material world, and we think this is okay, this is normal. I'll beat the system, I'll get a new medicine to stay healthy and young. Well, it never proven. It will never be. But, but somehow or other, when you're too long in May, you don't feel like to get out, even though that's not the purpose the prison house is created. So Krishna is independently blissful in spiritual world, and we are dependently blissful in the material spiritual world. If we try to enjoy independent of Krishna, the happiness we get is also tiny. On other hand, when we enjoy with Krishna, our happiness is huge. And where is the proof? Mahaprabhu says, Anandam Ambadi Vardhanam. Pratipadam, every moment you can increase the happiness by pleasing the Lord. You're not looking for happiness in the spiritual world because it is built in. When you serve the Lord, automatically it's like giving you, like a head and tail is two sides of the same coin. Nobody look for happiness separately in the spiritual world because the service itself built in with the unlimited happiness. But here, if you want an ice cream, well, you have to have money. You have to drive there, whoever has an ice cream. And then it's not enough. You have to bring it. You have to, even if you touch it, you will not enjoy it until it comes in contact with the tongue. If you put it on the head, ice cream, you will not get. I mean, literally, the material enjoyment is like a more you understand spiritual life, it's like a disgusting here. And then you regret. The regression is good because it gives you some way of liberation. But liberation is not our goal, but at least it gives you. When you regret that why I'm here suffering, oh Lord, please help me to get out. These are good prayers. Mahaprabhu himself prayed. All we can pray one time. Prabhupada said actually we should pray. There's a famous prayer, but we'll just pray the Mahaprabhu praise. You know Sikshastakam? Yeah. You know the prayers? Cheta darpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirpapanam Shreyakairava chandrika vitaranam viddhavod jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam patipadam purnamrita sadhanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam namakari bahudani sarva saktis tatrarpitani amitasmaranena kala Eta dishita kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaivam mitrishami hajanina Trinadapi sunichena tarodapi saisnana mani namanadana kittani sada Nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitam ba jagadisa kamaye mama janmani janmani sarimavatam. Next one is the one that Prabhupada said we should pray that. What is the next one? Oi nandatano jakinkaram patitam ma vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli satrisham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, somehow or other I have fallen into this, where?
Ocean.
Comfortable place.
No.
Thank you. Just to make sure.
Cesspool.
Somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of material pool. Of what? What is the material actually suffering? What is the suffering? What is actual suffering? Do you know? Otherwise, you will not be honest when you pray. Oh, I'm suffering. If really Lord appears in front of you, so what are you suffering? You have a house, you have a husband, you have a wife, you have a car, you have a money in the bank. What are you suffering? What is the suffering actually? Do you know?
The lust of more. You want
That's
more.
not exactly suffering. You just struggle. Yeah, it's a one form of suffering, but it's not real suffering. We should know this. In second chapter, we say, we discuss that. But I'm going to just repeat 4 things you summarize in the second chapter. First suffering is, the real suffering is, what we need and we want is never available here. We want uninterrupted, eternal, joyful life in service. You will never get in this material world. Instead, you get what you really don't want: birth, death, old age. I don't want old age. I don't want wrinkle. I don't want die. Well, that's what you get. You understand? This is real suffering. What you really need and you want, you never get. You'll never get in the material world. And what you don't want, you are imposed to get it. Who wants wrinkle life? Who wants old life, old age, disease, death? Who wants? Nobody wants. But it is imposed. These are the real suffering. So when you say, Vai nanda tanuja kinkara patitam ma vishame bhavam buddha, Kripaya, Prabhu, some or other, I have fallen into this ocean of material pool of existence. Please lift me up and make me one of the atoms at your lotus feet. What is that atom? What is that food dust? It's pre-deposited with eternity and full knowledge. The dust. What is the difference between this body and, as long if you close your eye, whether you have body or not, how? What is the difference? You are the same person within you, your awareness. If you have an eternity, indestructibility of spiritual reality is revealed. That's what you are. Krishna is there and you are that, eternal. And you are fully aware. Whether you have a dust or a big body, what's the difference? There's no difference. So conscious, unit of consciousness, this is what we need. Okay. Last, in the form of Adi Ras, is also present, as Mother Gaurangi read, in Krishna. Krishna is such a loving God. He said, I am the possessor of all the 6 opulences, but I never desire to enjoy anything without my devotee. Rasa Vaishaha. Rasami ayam labdhanandi bhavati. I'm inviting you, come and drown into these pools of ecstasy. You can surf, you can dive, you can swim. Prabhupada said, three-way, as you like. This is called real life. This is material life, is not real life. So lust becomes also blinded. Blinded means like if you fell in love with somebody you don't know, your emotional, your intelligence is like covered. You cannot think anything. You cannot think even Krishna. Forget it. That person actually steal your emotion and thinking. And even opposite, if you hate somebody, that disturbance also steals your emotion and feeling, like you're thinking about why that person was so mean, was angry to me. You're so disturbed. Where is your time? These are lust. Lust is not only sex. Lust is separate existence from God. Period. Anything. So we'll go to the next question. 39. We're going to jump because of the time. The next question is, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada states, in an ordinary prison house, criminals are kept behind bars. Similarly, everyone in the material world is in Maya's prison house. If you look at the 39 verse, what types of bar keeps us in Maya? And what are the 5 arrows? How many arrows? 5. How many arrows, Ilda?
5.
Oh, you're looking my finger. I'm putting the finger. 5 arrows of bars that bewilder and shackle us and bind us in the material prison. Okay, together the verse. Abritam genam etena genina nitta bairina kama rupena kunteya dusparena nalena cha. Mr. Kumar, would you like to read the translation?
Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire.
Burns like fire.
Purport. It is said in the Manu Smriti that lust cannot be satisfied to any amount of sense enjoyment, just as fire is never extinguished by a constant supply of fuel. In the material world, the center of all activities is sex, and thus this material world is called
Maithuna Agar.
Or the shackles of sex life. In the ordinary prison house, criminals are kept within bars. Similarly, the criminals who are disobedient to the laws of the Lord are shackled by the sex life. Advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification means increasing the duration of the material existence of a living entity. Therefore, this lust is a symbol of ignorance by which the living entity is kept within the material world. While one enjoys sense gratification, it may be that there is some feeling of happiness. But actually, that so-called feeling of happiness is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyer.
So you already got the first answer of the question. There's 2 questions on that. One is that what are the bar we have? The prisoner has a bar, iron bar. What bar we have? He just read. Yes. It's not the sex. It is the attraction for sex. Try to understand these are 2 different things. When you don't see something connected with Krishna, that's called illusion. Problem is not the illusion. Problem is the delusion. What is the delusion? Okay, you see the car and you're not thinking how this car is connected with Krishna. Everything is connected with Krishna. You have to find it. So because you cannot see the connection between the car and Krishna, so this is called illusion. Illusion means that which is not connected, that which is not. You follow? Now if you say, I want that car, I want to ride it, I want to go to Maya or Disneyland, whatever. You're just fascinating. You're just lusting over, I want that for me to enjoy. That is called delusion. That is the problem. Everybody understand? Maya has her things. That is not the problem. Problem is that we want to possess and enjoy. You got it? Illusion and delusion. Illusion is there, but delusion is deadly danger. So it is not the sex, it's that the irresistible within me. I cannot live without it. That is dangerous. It will take you down to a dog life or something like pigeon. Prabhupada said pigeon, they perform 60 times a day. So you can get a life, but what good is it? You still remain. So now what will be the problem? I'm going to now explain you. This is from Gita Govinda, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur explanation. There are 5 arrows the Cupid sent. You're looking at a nice car, and you think, wow, that will be nice if I can just have that for everyday ride. Actually, you did not fall in love with the dead matter, iron, something paint called car. If you really details, you go, what is this car? It's just some paint and some shape. Somebody put it, some iron in as, I don't know what they put, fiberglass or something, all this. And it creates, no, the arrow of the Cupid shot in your heart and you automatically drawn to it. And you think, wow, I like it. But you are actually under the influence of the Cupid. So what are those? There are 5. You can memorize this. One is infatuation. You know, infatuation means obsession. So first arrow is infatuation means whenever, I'm going to use an example of a boy and girl. When a boy and girl meet in the school or somewhere, the first arrow, when the Cupid shoot, then the boy is looking good quality of her. She might have a horrible quality. He's overlooking. He's not even looking at those. Oh, she looks beautiful. Oh, she's smart. She smile. Yeah. He's always, and she's also thinking, oh, he's smart in the school or in the class. So this goes on. You're only there focus on each other's good quality. Now, spiritually, that is helpful. But materially, it's a first arrow. It binds. Because spiritually, whenever we see another devotee, we generally supposed to appreciate, and that's good. That's for uplifting. You follow? Materially, how the first arrow works. So then you will be like feeling like, I wish I could talk. I wish I could get the phone number of him or his or her, so I can, text something. You just going on. Then come to the second shot. The Cupid just shot you arrow. Then you feel like, I want to spend time. I cannot just be here. I want to know, oh, her brother plays soccer. I also play soccer. I become friend to him, so I can go with him to his house to meet her. Not that I'm going to tell him that I actually came here. Hey, how you doing? It's like some other, your mind is like gone. And then you feel like to spend time as much possible. And you may realize whole day passed just thinking of him or her, whatever. Whole day passed, texting or talking to our friend or something. And this is called second arrow. And you want to know the third arrow? It brings you closer and you get married, probably get children and others. Then it becomes like burning sensation inside. What else now? Oh, you have children. Oh, very good. And then things are popping, 1, 2, 3, 4 children or whatever. The things are popping. Don't take it any wrong way. This is just reality, another angle to look at, not just the level we're looking in a day-to-day life. So, so then another way to look at it, that produce another arrow called fourth arrow. Fourth arrow, it enters in you. I was bored before I met her, and then we have family children. I'm still bored back. Anyway, I don't have time. I need to make money. It's like busy, get busy, make me. I don't want to talk. I don't have time. I just work, whatever. Just work like, okay, eat, go to sleep. Okay, get up, just go to work. It's like, this is reality. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, a great philosopher, he's giving us this. I'm just giving it in a plain language of your way to understand. So then the fifth arrow comes. And when fifth arrow comes, whole life work, just tired of life. Just, what did I get? When I was devotee, I was very happy. Maybe I should go to holy places and just be with the sadhus. You'll feel like a relief to be away from the family. Hey, what is it? Because that's what it does. And eventually, now there's a two-way, two options available in this cycle of 5 arrows. One is called keep on enjoying, keep on going. Another is called just hate it, get out. Whether divorce or like mind is not there. It's like mind is going somewhere else, something else I want to do. Okay, Lions Club or whatever, Rotary Club or somewhere, friendship, something to do. Okay, we're going for a Red Cross, whatever, some delivery things. Okay, we'll go. I feel a little better. Something to divert. So what are the two ways to escape from that in the material world? I'm not talking about the devotees. You follow? This is the reality of another. Devotee life is different level of reality. So Bhoga is what's his name? Prajapati Daksha is the fascinator, I would say. He creates the fascination of the people's world. It's okay. That marriage didn't work. Let's get a new one. Yeah, maybe I should do that. So they promote this and then go to the next one. Yeah, this will work. What was I doing before? This is like a wrong idea. Get rid of it. Pay the lawyer to get out. Okay, then you get a new one. And after a few years, wait, what did I gain? It's like it never ends. You come to again another disappointment.
Never satisfied.
Thank you. This is what it says. It's like you're like, wow, how did Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, such a sannyasi, elevated? He's so dear to Srimati Radharani. He was actually one of the prominent gopis in Radharani's. But in this life, he is a sannyasi. How he knows all this? They do. They have a different view. Krishna reveals to them and they speak. So Prajapati Daksha, in his life, he met God. He even felt ecstasy for a little while, but then he created offensive nature to Daksha and Narad Muni. I'm just giving a little synopsis. Because of that offensive nature, because when you have a lust, you're not taking the bhakti, you're taking the family exploration, not devotion. Then what happened when the devotion comes in and linger with the bhakti, then it creates an offensive nature because you still want to have a sense enjoyment, but you cannot get it. So then it creates an offensive. Can you imagine? He really met Lord Shiva, his son-in-law. He met Narad Muni. He met the Lord face to face. Yet he could not get Krishna Prem. Why? Because his idea is bhoga. And the another one is opposite to that, Tyaga. Get rid of. I'm just tired. I want to get to Banaprastha or somewhere, holy place. Even there, I'm not peaceful because I'm not adapting the bhakti. I'm adapting just detach. But detachment takes you where? You get so dry, you are afraid of new relationship. You are afraid, no, I don't want to think about it. I already did 3 times, 4 times, whatever. I'm just tired of it. You come to that point, or you come to a point like, it's all wasted. Hare Krishna people are right. This world is horrible. I don't know. But he's not adapting. I'm not adapting bhakti. So I'm coming to this detachment artificially and impersonal. Then you know what I'm getting to? Get a body of a tree or a rock that I can live there forever. 500 years. Whether it's hot or cold doesn't matter. You are inside the rock. You can live there for 10 million years. In the Atlantic Ocean or her backyard, what does it matter? You have to have no feeling, no experience. You follow? And this is the end of the renunciation or end of the enjoyment. Which one is good? Neither. So what they suggest? Bhakti. Bhakti is the solution. Krishna consciousness. Why? Sarvabadi vinirmukta tatparitana nirmalam rishikeshu rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. That we have to not focus on all these things. We should focus on pleasing Guru and Krishna. But it will be struggle. It is not easy. I did not say it will be easy, because you have to let it go, the old bad habit. And it's not easy, even though we say bad habit, but I liked it. I don't know, maybe let me check. Why I have to let it go? Just want to check. This checking takes sometimes 10 years, 20 years. The old age hammers. Oh, I have to be serious. Yeah. So it's like that. It's like a tag of war, tag of war. Which way? Okay, yeah, now I'm going there. The 3 months I was chanting 64 rounds a day. There's one devotee actually was doing 32 rounds every day in Vrindavan. I won't say too much, then you'll know who it is. But anyway, him and his wife. And then they came back after 3 months to Alachua. They were serious every day in the temple. I see them, it was very nice for a while. And then after a couple of months, they slow down. It's every few days coming. Then once a week. I used to chant 32 rounds just like this. I cannot even finish 16 rounds. What's wrong? I said, nothing wrong, it's you. Because bhakti does not sustain by tribulation or mental emotion. Bhakti sustained by conviction, determination. And conviction comes from where? Inner connection. You really have to have a good sadhu sangha. Those who are strong in spiritual path, by their association, you can be strong. There is no other way. Easy. Okay, we'll go to the... And a good example is Haridas Thakur. I actually made a little point. Haridas Thakur is a very good example. Haridas Thakur had a problem of most beautiful girl came in his life. But how did he protect himself? Holy name. And then Mayadevi herself came. How did he protect himself from Mayadevi? Holy name. Then the snake was living in his cave. Snake? The danger from other people, like Govind is also another neighbor. Virus also lives here. Virus, bacteria, all the germs. They are our co-residents or whatever. So, but holy name is so wonderful. Time is like ticking. Okay, we'll go to text 40. We'll jump on the next one. Together. Indriyani mano buddhi ashadhi sthanam achyute uchyate eter bhimohatriyesha genam abrita dehinam. Mother Tejaswini, can you read the translation?
The senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust, which veils the real knowledge of living entity and bewilders him. The enemy has captured different strategic positions in the body of the Krishna souls, and therefore Lord Krishna is giving hints of those places so that one who wants to conquer the enemy may know where he can be found. Mind is the center of all activities of the senses, and thus the mind is the reservoir of all ideas of sense gratification. And as a result, mind and the senses become the repositories of lust. Next, the intelligence department becomes the capital of such lustful propensities. Intelligence is the immediate next-door neighbor of the spirit soul. Lusty intelligence influences the spirit soul to acquire the false ego and identify itself with the matter, and thus with the mind and senses. The spirit soul becomes addicted to enjoy the material senses and mistakes this as true happiness. This false identification of the spirit soul is very nicely explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Yatma Buddhir.
Kunapetri dhatuke sadhi kalatradishu bhoma ijjadi chatirtha buddhi salilena karhi chit janesa viggesu saeva gokharaha.
A human being who identifies his body made of 3 elements with his self, who considers the byproduct of the body to be his kinsman, considers the land of birth as worshipful, and who goes to the places of pilgrimage simply to take bath rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge, there is to be considered as an ass or a cow.
So it's interesting. Who is your neighbor, Prabhu? Do you know? She just read. Intelligent. Intelligence is the neighbor of soul. Now, if the corruption attacks you, you take help of the neighbor. Intelligence actually help you. If your house is on fire and your neighbor doesn't speak your language, can the neighbor help? Yes. In the fire, when the house is on fire, you don't have to speak your language. That is understood. You follow? In any situation, you can take the help of intelligence. But if intelligence is corrupted, now we just found out the Krishna says the last exists three places. What are the three places? Mind, senses, and intelligence. Now, if last already exists there, how intelligence going to help me? Everybody understand my point? If last already existed there, then how intelligence going to help me? What is your idea? So we have to see there is two types of lust. Two types of intelligence. One is corrupted intelligence and one is correcting intelligence. So correcting intelligence, if you focus on the correcting intelligence, what is correcting intelligence? Other day we discussed, intelligence will guard you, but provided you keep the intelligence healthy. You remember the example of bodyguard? Who remembers? What was it?
You don't feed the bodyguard.
Correct. If you just tell the bodyguard to guard you, and bodyguard is guarding, but bodyguard never eat or sleep, how long bodyguard will last? When the real enemy comes, maybe bodyguard also sleeping. It doesn't. So intelligence has to be also maintained. How do you maintain intelligence? By bhakti and reading Gita every day. Every day you have to read Jaiva Dharma or Gita or Bhagavatam. Every day you have to hear or read and chant, then intelligence will stay healthy. If you give the bodyguard good place to sleep and rest, then during your work time, he can guard you. So intelligent guard. So these are called correcting intelligence. And corrupted intelligence, because that intelligence already, see, he was guarding and he is like tired because you didn't take care of him and just he's like dozing off, and the guy who came to steal from you, he just give a little injection, little injection knocks you out just because he's already sleepy. And now what will happen? You'll just fall asleep. And you are the owner. You say, where is my guard? Guard is not guarding because you didn't guard the guard. So this is important. Everybody understood? So when our correcting intelligence is sharpened, by scriptural and bhakti practice every day, we should remember this. Really, I'm serious. Every day you have to chant, every day you have to hear, every day. This is like a compulsory. Whether you sick or not sick or healthy, unhealthy, time or not, just do it every day. Then the intelligence stay healthy and guard you, protect you. Then you will be focusing on Krishna. Otherwise not possible. We'll go to the next verse, 41. The question is, in Srila Prabhupada said in text 41, lust is the only perverted reflection of the love of God, which is natural for every living entity. But if one is educated in Krishna consciousness from the very beginning, that natural love cannot deteriorate into lust. So nice, the word Prabhupada used. How do we protect ourselves from deterioration in the future? That's our question on that. What do we need to change internally and externally? Is the process automatic? Okay, actually there is a three question. Go ahead, together. Tasmat, together. Tasmat tam indriyani ado niyama bharatarshava papamanam prajahiyam enam gena vijnananasanam. Okay, who is going to read? Bill.
Therefore, O Arjuna, best of the Paratas in the very beginning curve this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. Purport. The Lord advised Arjuna to regulate the senses from the very beginning, so that he could curb the greatest sinful enemy, lust, which destroys the urge for self-realization and specific knowledge of the self. Jhana refers to the knowledge of self as distinguished from non-self. Or in other words,
Can you pronounce like this? Jnanam. Say it. Jnana. Yeah. Jnanam. Very good. Thank you.
refers to the knowledge of self as distinguished from non-self. In other words, knowledge that the spirit soul is not the body. Vijnana refers to specific knowledge of the spirit soul's constitutional position as his relationship to the supreme soul. It is explained thus in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Jnanam paranam guhyam me jat vijnana samannitam sarahasam tadangam cha grihana gaditam maya.
The knowledge of the self and the supreme self is very confidential and mysterious, but such knowledge and specific realization can be understood if explained with their various aspects by the Lord himself. Bhagavad Gita gives us that general and specific knowledge of the self. The living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord, and therefore they are simply meant to serve the Lord. The consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. So from the very beginning of life, one has to learn this Krishna consciousness, and thereby one may become fully Krishna conscious and act accordingly. Lust is only the perverted reflection of the love of God, which is natural for every living entity. But if one is educated in Krishna consciousness from the very beginning, that natural love of God cannot deteriorate into lust. When love of God deteriorates into lust, it is very difficult to return to the normal condition. Nonetheless, Krishna consciousness is so powerful that even the late beginner can become a lover of God while following the regulative principles of devotional service. So from any stage of life or from the time of understanding its urgency, one can begin regulating the senses of Krishna consciousness, devotional service of the Lord, and turn the lust into love of Godhead, the highest perfectional stage of human life.
Very good. So then question comes, how do we guard? Well, I had one jeweler, Western body, Krill Hinter Mister. Maybe he's going to listen in Facebook. He's a Facebook member. Very nice guy. So he was working with me for many years, almost 10 years, maybe 12 years. So I learned a lot of things because he's a member of ANA. That when you are a alcoholic, addictive person, then what do you do? That if there is a bar nearby, maybe you don't want to go to that road, you go to other side. So I asked him, like, what do you mean other side? He said, well, that the route is 2 miles there and this is only half mile. But half mile I'll go to work, but I'll pass by the bar and it triggers me. So, but 2 miles is spending longer time and others. Is it worth? Yes. Practically, he said it's worth. Then he moved to another location where the bar was like about maybe a mile and a half or something, but he would never drive that route. He learned it. He would drive like 7 miles around just to go to his home. So now somebody will say, you wasting like half an hour. Is it really wasting?
Protect them.
Actually protecting. Very good. Very good. So I learned from him like how actually, and we apply this in this verse. You follow? Question is, how do we protect? Okay, once we are little bit advancing, how do we protect there and not go back? While if you have an old habit of sense gratification, you don't want to associate with them those who are in it. You follow? Or those who talks and brag about it. So, and if a circumstance, a person or place that actually intrigue you to fall for this, because you will get succumbed and you will regret, oh gosh, I was almost out for a few years, now I again fall for it. And you will regret. So one of the ways that you avoid, but that's good, but that's not enough. Because that's external things, it can prevent you, but internal changes is to take place. So this is what we understand from here, that when you have a tug war, I use that example that, well, should I just enjoy this? No, then I suffer. Hangover is like, oh, just after drinking, like a hangover is like too much. But when you think of drinking, the mind will not remind you of hangover. Mind will remind you the taste of the alcohol. So there has to be a friend who actually got out of it and very steady fix in spiritual life. By the help of that person, you can actually change you. But that person can talk to, Krill told me, he talked to him and then he's out. Okay, just forget it. No. But on his own, he could not do it. You follow? Association is so powerful. Association is so powerful. So point is, so long you have a tug war, should I do it or not do it? You cannot experience spiritual life. Spiritual, really. You'll have like a, really Pran Govind, I mean, they're really enjoying, like what kind of, I was chanting, I did not, no Prabhu, no mother, whoever you are, I'm boldly saying it's on my own that I went through struggle in my life, Lord. But I see this bhakti works 100%. Provided you have to know how to read the GPS. Not like you keep on driving, I don't care GPS, I will reach the destiny. No, you will not reach the destiny. You need GPS. You need to take the turn, left turn, right turn, wherever you need. You have to look at the gas, whether you have, everything has to be checked. So when, so long we have this tag word, I want to enjoy material sense enjoyment. I also want to enjoy the spiritual. You will not get spiritual taste. Not convincing. You will get some relief maybe, but not convincing that you can live on them. And further you go. You have to let go. It is not the sense enjoyment even. It's the attraction, charm. You know what I'm talking? There's an attraction for it. What triggers the person to go for it? It is within, lingering. That has to go. Body needs eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We are not against it. But obsession on those needs is the sinful wrath or enemy. You follow? Bodily needs, you have to give body, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. But obsession will actually destroy you. Will pull you down, pull you down. You can never win over there. So what should we do? We should associate with those who actually got out, and by their association, our consciousness will change. And when internal changes, even you pass by the bar, it doesn't affect you. You are like free. But until internal changes, be cautious. Don't go near the bar if you are alcoholic. And also, you have to put some boundary. You know boundary? Brahmatirtha Prabhu says, good boundary keeps the neighbor
Good fences.
good neighbor. Good fences makes good neighbor. Something like that. It is true. If you have a boundary, okay, if I talk to, until my internal consciousness is purified, talking to opposite sex may create some impression. Be careful. I went through that route also. Be careful. And I fall for it few times. And then you learn to a point, no. You have to like conceal. It is not them. It is not that person. It is here. Problem is here. When you examine and you find the problem, then you like pray to Krishna, really cry. And bhakti works. It purifies. Then you see, okay, you don't have any more problem. Then you stay aloof automatically. It doesn't pull you anymore. There is a switch point. But you have to learn the Madhurya Kadambini explains this. It's so vivid. Feel like, wow, it's talking about my life. Yes, talking about your life. Jato saddha matkatasu nirvinna sarva karmasu. Those verses is like a candy to me. They talk about our life, like exactly what is happening. Like you trying to advance, but some other you pull back. You're trying to going for some time and then pull back. It's like a rocking chair. I'm very serious, then pulling back. Going serious, pulling back. Going serious. Where are you going? Nowhere. Get out of the, rocking chair and keep on just straight forward. This rocking chair is not going. I mean, it goes forward, but it also goes backward. So you become serious 32 rounds in Vrindavan, but here you cannot even chant 16 rounds. Why? It is not the atmosphere. It is not the people. It is inside. Internal connection is not. It's in tug war. Sometimes win this side, sometimes win this side. I want to become pure devotee. Yes. Beach house and movies good too. Which way to go? It is not even beach house or movie. It is that the attraction for it. You follow? You can see the great devotee like Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Prahlad Maharaj. He talks so much against it, but he was the ruler of the world. After his father died, who ruled the kingdom? Him. For thousands of years. But was he attached to it? No. He did it on behalf of God. He was ruling, enjoying everything. Krishna said, Nishingadev says, very nice verse. It's in 9.10.30. Bhogena punnam kusalena papam. Prahlad, every day you should do something good, auspicious service to me. Because sinful reaction, even though he's Mahabhagavad, there is no sinful, but he says, in this world, everybody will get effect of negativity. So to stay out of negativity, you have to do every day something pious, auspicious. You follow? And when the good thing comes, you enjoy as if like passing by. Don't, oh, I don't want. No. It is meant for you. It's coming because he is the king. So enjoyment came as a power, whatever he got married also. Everything he said, you take it. Bhogena punnam. It's things like this is given, okay, let it pass. Don't be attached to it. Is it possible to enjoy without attachment? Yes. When you are Krishna conscious. Real Krishna conscious, not just hanging around. Then it's possible. Okay, it's already we went over time. I'm sorry I didn't go. Should we do one more or just stop here? We have two more verses. 42 and 43. Or next week. No, it's not up to me. It's up
I
to
don't know where to go.
It's up to the host.
It is.
up to the host. See, they all say up to the host. You.
Pressure is
Let's
on.
finish chapter 3, so we.
Okay, so let's do two more and then we'll just next week will be chapter 4. Okay, 42 together. Indriyani parani ahut indriye paramana manastu para buddhi jo buddhi paratastu sha. Just the translation, somebody.
The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. intelligence is still higher than the mind, and he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
Okay. So, question is, how do you regulate? So everybody understood this is a material hierarchy, not spiritual hierarchy. Material hierarchy means sense object, ice cream. What is ice cream? Sense object. Can you see it practically? Can ice cream come to me? No. Ice cream is a dead matter. There is no consciousness involved with the ice cream. You follow? It's a dead matter. So it's a lower, but senses are also dead, but it's connected with me. So it has some power. Can you see it? So senses are above the ice cream. Ice cream is not telling me, hey, take me, put me in your mouth. No, ice cream doesn't say that. It is my senses is dictating. Yeah, it'll be good. So, so everybody understand this logic here? It's a sense object is controlled by the senses, means senses is above the sense object. And then senses is lower than the mind. How senses are lower than the mind? Because senses can only take you to the sense object, but if the mind is not allowing, it won't be able to go. You want to get the ice cream, but if you need the car, you need the money. If you don't have those, like mind will like produce those things. The senses itself, I want it, is not enough. Mind will say, shut up, go to your room. Okay, mommy. like that. Also, another way to look at it, when you go to sleep at night, your senses is what happened. Lying down. Your mind is still going, another body, dream, creating. What happened? Mind, God. Mind is taking me, and I think that is me there at that time. Even though if you ask somebody who is in your house, where is he? Oh, he's sleeping. Oh, I thought he is in Vrindavan. He said in Vrindavan. So mind goes still active when the senses are inactive. You follow? That's why mind is higher than senses. Everybody understand that simple logic is a hierarchy. And then when you go to deep sleep, in the deep sleep, mind is inactive. You don't have any memory. Memory all comes from the mind. How it happens? The thinking, willing, feeling from the soul, it filters through intellectual, mental, vital, sensual. This is how it goes to the sense object. But when it takes a route, reroute back, then it passes all this, even mind comes to the heart, then no memory, no trace, nothing. You have 4 hours sleep, you don't remember anything. Did you exist? Don't know. Then how, what sustained that your life? Intelligent. So intelligence is more powerful than mind. And intelligence can actually control. Well, I want to do that. Within you, intelligence said, no, that's not good. That's going to like, if I go there, it will take till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I will miss Mangalarti. I don't want to do it. What is that? Intelligence. Intelligence can control the mind. You follow? So that's why intelligence has higher. And above intelligence is the soul. And above soul is super soul. So everybody understand the material hierarchy? Sense object, above is senses, above is? Above is? Above is? Above? Very good. This is called material hierarchy. Yes, mother.
I don't know why I was remember hearing like the false ego was in there or something. The mind, the intelligence, the false ego. Where?
Yeah, that is in a subtle body. But here Krishna is explaining the hierarchy. False ego is the whole pack of material. False ego is not just one thing. False ego, the mind, the body, the senses, sense object, this whole thing is a product of false ego. False ego in Sattvagun creates mind. False ego in Rajagun, you know Rajagun, passion, creates intelligence, material intelligence. False ego in Tamagun creates sense objects. And false ego in inertia also creates these senses body. So everything is false ego. But if we say false ego, then it's like the whole thing is lost. So Krishna wanted to say break down the hierarchy. It makes sense? Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go to the next one. We did very good.
One question.
Wow.
One question before you move on, please. Please, could I
Okay.
have example of soul and super soul, like you gave small examples for other ones?
Oh, you want how the super soul is superior to you?
Well, like also soul and then super soul. You gave 2 more levels. You can give examples,
Correct.
short.
Just
Thank you,
like
Prabhu.
right now, super soul is guiding. Okay, you are getting this question within you. Maybe you want to know. So super soul gave you permission to speak. That if you don't speak loud enough, you'll just go to the next verse. And I was about to go. So that permission that you got is not coming from you. Don't take the credit. It's not your. You just have a desire, but to actually facilitate this, like for me to hear, is not possible without super soul. So for me to hear, the super soul has to tell the Dikpal, a demigod named Dikpal, that listen to this. It could be happen that Zoom could be like collapse, but super soul is the one who sanctioned it. And super soul has a overpower over the soul in that sense. You follow? So here we see the super soul has a wonderful presence in your life, like giving you, allowing you to hear, allowing you to hear through your ear, allowing the Zoom to work. And it's not that our ear hears. Everybody knows how we hear, that the sound vibrating. I'm desiring to speak what I learned by the mercy of Prabhupada. And then there is a one demigod, Pracheta, who controls in the tongue. And there is a air god who vibrates, and the fire gods actually creates the sound with the teeth, gum, palate, tongue together. The sound is coming. It's not really me. I'm not this body, but these are demigod function. You follow? Demigods are sitting there. I mean, imagine if you really see all these 14 demigods in your body right now, you'll be scared. You'll forget all the sense engine. But anyway, but why? How they are helping? Because of the super soul. So super soul is actually helping us. So in that sense, super soul is very compassionate. So super soul compassion is higher than our desire. And one day we'll realize that and we'll surrender completely. So as we progress, we'll give more example. Is that okay, Mother Kara?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice question. So 43 together. Evam buddhe param buddha samstaibhatmana atmana jahi satru mahabahu kama rupam durasadam. Who is going to read?
Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, that's Krishna consciousness, and thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust.
So the question is, we made on this, are there any action that we may increase which will decrease unhealthy reaction in our life? Sounds good question, no? Who came up with that? I don't know. I guess I was contemplating, somebody sent me text or something, and then we created the question. Okay, let's. But this sloka actually gives this clue how to understand. Suppose you have a unhealthy bad habit. Once the behavior becomes ingrained as a habit, we often do it. And without deliberating over it, say for an example, I love eating. Just an example. Do I love it? I mean, yes, no, I'm not so much into it. Maybe I was one time. But if you have a eating habit so much, and somebody left like junk food, you know, what do you call those? Chipped.
Leftovers?
No, like
Fast food.
Junk food.
junk food. Like what? Cookies, chips, drinks and coke, whatever. All these things are there. And say, come, sit down here. I'll be back. Just be here for a couple hours. I'll be back. And you're thinking like all this food is there. Okay. You're not hungry, but you just now what is happening? You're just filling up stomach. You're not thinking like it is necessary, but you're just passing the time. So what will happen? What will happen if you keep on doing this?
We thought we would get fat.
Thank you.
We'd be like, hey,
You'll get a big fat. And next time you will not be able to control. You see the junk food. Can we take this? You'll just fill by your card with this. So what we should do in that case, what we should do, this verse explain. Very nice. Do you see this verse he just read? With the higher self, you can control the lower self. What is the lower self? I have a kind of a bad habit of just gobbling whenever I see something like, oh, this is nice cooking, very good. Are you hungry? No, but it's okay. No, it's not okay. So what we should do? What can we do? This verse says that with the higher self, what is higher self means? Higher self means intelligent. No, this is going to cause me fat and really obnoxious way of, growing and like unhealthy way, then body will like collapse and I'll suffer a lot. The intelligent, you have to apply it. Next time you see, no, I'm not hungry, it's not necessary. You follow? There has to be some intervention of the intelligent to guard you. No, I'm not going to do it. Even though you may succumb once in a while, yeah, I mean, this looks like good cookies, I mean, it happens. But still, if you have a strong understanding and you have a good sadhana and you read Bhagavad Gita, whatever the bad habit we have, eventually we will get out and it is possible. I won't give you whole details, but I had one bad habit and I got out. Actually, literally by Krishna's grace, not by, of course, I wanted also. I had a strong desire to get out. And Krishna literally pulled it out. So that's the finished point. And the last point is, does our past karma cause our present life to be predestined? How much free will do we have to make choice in our present situation? Well, this is a beautiful discussion, but today we don't have much time, but I'm just going to give you a little brief. What is prarabdha karma? Everybody knows the word. I'm not going to translate in English because you will be familiar with that word. Prarabdha means what you are born with. What is prarabdha, Bill?
what you're born with.
Very good, you got it. Prarabdha, it's an English word. No, it's a Sanskrit word. I'm just making it English. Prarabdha means what you are born with. You are born Caucasian, tall American man. That's what you got. Well, I want to look like Indian or Russian. Don't look for it. This is what you got, you got. You have to live with it till end of your life. You follow? This is called prarabdha karma. There's two sides. One side is physical, another side is mind. Mind has all this impression coming from previous. That's what you got. You're stuck with it. Don't brag or lament or distress about it. I wish I was like this. No, don't. Why? That's what you got, you got. It's not anybody's fault. This is what the result of your previous karma. Now just accept it. But question comes. Just because whatever situation I am in or whatever body I am, whether sick body or good body. Now, say for an example, we all are going to Vrindavan tomorrow and it's only 10 miles. No, say 50 miles. I'm just giving an example. But Mother Gorangi got a Mercedes, Mother Tejaswini got a Lamborghini, and Ildar got what? What did you get? BMW. And myself, we got a Datsun beat up 40 years old. It barely makes it. And Keshava got maybe Honda. Now, nobody has a room. All has a one seat and they're all going. But for me, it will take like maybe 10 hours to go to 50 miles. For them, it will take 1 hour. Now, should I keep on complaining and not go for spiritual benefit, or I should keep on trying? What is your idea?
Keep trying.
Thank you.
Go.
That is called prarabdha karma. Try to understand. Prarabdha karma means whatever you have got in this life, that's what you got. Don't complain. This is you are the creator of your present life from the past karma, past life karma. Because we are conscious being, we create our whatever destiny is by our own choice. So now, as far as spiritual advancement, prarabdha karma should not be looked at that way. Prarabdha karma should be looked at in a positive way. That this is what I got. Now, for a good example, I was mentioning, do you know Bhaktivinoda Thakur really has a lot of sickness? I was recently thinking, because this Friday is his disappearance day. And I was thinking, meditating on him. And I was praying to him also, because he has done so much in my life. Jaiva Dharma is a book that I don't want to live without it. You know, it actually changed me. I still love it. Even today we gave class almost 3.5 hours almost. Just it's like, because devotees are also getting nourished. And I was appreciating to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but then I was reading his life. Oh my God, he had so many problems, but he did not deviate in his spiritual practice. Problem was there. You think we have problem. You read their life. They had so much serious problem. Even I was mentioning to you, like Prabhupada had a problem. One level, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada, they are coming from spiritual world. You follow? So they are Mahabhagavat. But another level, if you look at their life, they went to struggle, heart attack, you know, people are stealing things. What he had only typewriter. Typewriter in America is a big deal. Even that somebody stole him. Now he cannot even type. I mean, literally, like so much struggle they went. But what is this lesson we learned from that? That they never gave up Krishna consciousness, even for a moment. You follow? This is we need to learn. That prarabdha karma does limit to the resources that we have, but it does not completely control our free will, does it? No. By using our free will to serve Krishna, gradually we go closer to Krishna. In due course of time, Krishna may arrange favorable circumstances for us to move forward him also. So you may go in 1 hour with Lamborghini or whatever car you have. I may go 10 hours, but eventually when I go there, Krishna will also give me mercy because I came. It was struggle, but I came. So whatever situation we have, whatever body, whatever position, money, this, no complaint for spiritual life. Spiritual life, Krishna only counts how much you are endeavoring to come to him. Everybody got it? Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bo. Wonderful. Let's sing for 1 minute and then we'll end it. Keshav Prabhu, we are going to sing.
Prabhu, there will be question answer?
Tomorrow. It's late. Sorry.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Kartal, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You can give up. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Ram Ram. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Pancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha, Patitanam Pavanam